Good evening to my Facebook and YouTube family and friends. Welcome back to Thursday Thrive Live, where we just do not survive menopause, we thrive in menopause. I am your host, Sharice Watson, and this is brought to you by A Sacred Pause, LLC. You can look us up on asacredpause.com. And we are a company that is dedicated to helping women transition easier through peri and postmenopause. Now, I've made a commitment to go live on 4 days of the week. And this is the second week that I've been doing it. So this is the second Thursday Thrive Live, 6 p.m. on Thursdays. I'll be coming to you. And then the other days are Sunday for the Sunday brunch, bring your own food. And then Monday morning, we have Monday motivation, Monday menopause motivation to try to help you get motivated for your week. Then we have Wednesdays at noon, a sacred pause. We had a great time yesterday, EFT tapping and staying calm. And now we're here to thrive on Thursday. Now, as usual, I am coming to you simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook through the Restream app. But I have not been able to get TikTok on that app. And that is a place that I go live as well. And I have a larger audience on TikTok that participates in the conversation, sometimes even have guest hosts over there. So if you see me looking up like this and touching this screen, that means I'm talking to and communicating with the people on TikTok. Sometimes I'll be sitting here and not saying anything because someone on my TikTok app is probably talking and you can't hear it because I'm using these. Okay. So the setup is not perfect. The setup is not perfect, but I do pay attention to the things they say. And you all are welcome as well to comment. I can see your comments. So if you join in and ask questions, I will definitely answer them. So feel free to comment and join in the conversation. And sometimes I'll be looking up there and I will try to relay to you what everything is going on. But I come in here first to explain that to you so you don't feel, funny if I'm just sitting here looking up like this at the TikTok people. Okay. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just paying attention to the people that are talking. And feel free, by all means, to join the conversation. I would love to hear from anyone that's watching. But if you're not watching and you watch this on a replay, welcome to the conversation. I am Sharice Watson. I am a menopause wellness coach for a Sacred Pause LLC. And I use my own journal to help women, to coach women through the stages of peri and postmenopause. Let me get that journal so I can show it to you. It's just right here. I don't have to go far. Okay, so this is the Menopause Wellness Journal. And let me turn this way. But my vagina still works. And I just want to say, I want to tell you all the story behind the name of this journal, okay? So, in my perimenopause between 2005 and 2017, I suffered from a myriad of symptoms, probably every menopause symptom known to womankind, okay? And the only one I thought I may not have had was rage, but I was reminded the other day that perhaps I did have that one as well. Anywho, I was going through a really rough time and I was having problems with dryness. And when you have that and low libido and you're in a relationship, it presents problems. So there were problems, because I just didn't want to, I had no desire and I it was painful sometimes. So I just wasn't doing it. And that was not good for my relationship. Let's just put it that way. I'll leave it there. Okay. So in 2017, so that was going on between 2005 and 2017, on and off, here and there, better sometimes, worse others. But in 2017 is when I found a solution, a holistic solution to a lot of my problems I had been having. And when I started using that solution, I realized that my libido had came back. And I said, "Ooh, my vagina still works." And that's why it's named this, because I was like, I went through all of that stuff, but it still works. And when you say but after some horrific stuff, you negate it, right? So I went through all that, but it still works. And so I found a lot of holistic solutions that are in this journal. And I put them in there because it's something that I wish I would have had when I was going through my stuff. And so I wanted to be a help to other women so that they wouldn't feel alone in their journey. Because peri and postmenopause can be a very isolating journey. And so I guess, there are people that go through it and they don't have a lot of issues. Maybe, they don't have menopause the same as somebody else who experiences every symptom. Maybe they experience one or two and it's not altering their life, So there are women like that. I know one. I call her a unicorn. Because there are people that experience menopause easy and they probably look at me like I'm a unicorn. What's wrong with you? Anyway, that's not for those people. This is for people like me who have a plethora of symptoms and are trying holistic ways to deal. You can use hormone replacement therapy. It's deemed to be safer now than back in 2005 when I was going through perimenopause. The word on the street then was that HRT isn't safe, so I didn't use it. That's why I put all the things I did use in here, the ones that worked. I show you a place where you can track what works for you. You can track what works for you. And there's also a place, blank pages, to actually journal. See, I use my journal because journaling is self-care, whether you know it or not. And so it's something that can help you through your journey. So that's why I come here and do the things I do, to help someone not feel like they're going through this alone. And very soon I'm going to go ahead and add the Facebook audience. I mean, oh, you guys are already here. I'm going to add TikTok to the equation. So again, if you see me looking up and I'm being silent, somebody in my live on TikTok is talking. The reason you can't hear is because I'm using these headphones and this microphone that's connected to my iPad. So otherwise, I could not use it and then you may be able to hear the person, but it might cause a feedback issue. So we're doing it this way. I'm adding them. And if you see me looking up and not saying anything, I'm listening to something that someone is saying in the live. Okay. And feel free, absolutely feel free to put your comments in the chat and ask questions, any questions you have. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add TikTok. Oh, I forgot to change my title. It's still on Sunday brunch. Oh no. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. Now that we have TikTok on the line, we have everybody. We have YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Good evening, Alba. Thank you. Thank you for joining the live. Good evening. All right. The gang's all here. So let me see. I just messed up, I think. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. I messed up for a second. I'm getting things together. Hi, Nuva. Thank you for joining the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, 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 everyone. Okay, Sacred Pause Publications. Thank you for joining the live. We appreciate our publisher coming into the live today. Yay, Sacred Pause Publications. Welcome to the live. Hi, Neuro. Welcome to the live. Neurometa X. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, Sacred Pause Publications. Welcome to the live, Alba. Welcome, Sylvania. Thank you for joining us this evening on Thursday Thrive Live. This is Thursday Thrive Live. Serena, thank you for joining the live. Ooh, thank you. Such a good thing. Welcome, everyone. This is Thursday Thrive Live. I am Sharice Watson. I am your host of Thursday Thrive Live. This is where menopausal women gather. Okay. Now, you might have thought it was something else, but this is where the menopause warriors gather and we talk about solutions to a plethora of things going on in our lives and how we can make them better. So, welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see if my co host is joining today. I usually have a co host that joins me. She may be running errands though. So, let me see. Hey guys, hi Balungi, welcome. Thank you for joining the live. Denise, thank you for joining the live. Yes, thank you. I appreciate everyone that has joined the live. I am Sharice Watson. I'm a menopause wellness coach. And how do I do that? I use a menopause wellness journal that I wrote called But My Vagina Still Works. And this is the tool, or one of the tools that I use to coach women on their menopause journey. Here's my friend. Let's see. This is one of the tools that I use to coach. I'm good. Are you not home? Okay. Probably. All right. We'll talk later then. So my co-host is not going to join me because she's driving and we don't play that shit. We don't do that. Like we ain't trying to get nobody hurt out here. So I'll be doing the live by myself, you guys, and that's challenging for me. I get paranoid if nobody don't be participating. So if y'all don't want me to leave soon, participate. Anyways, I was saying that I am a menopause wellness coach. And I use this journal, But My Vagina Still Works, to coach women through the many stages of peri and postmenopause. Hi, Travis. Hi, Just Loving. Hi, Chosen. Hi, I think I said hi to Denise and Nisi. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you, Anina's Joy. Listen, if I get your name wrong, it's not because I can't read. It's because my eyes are not great. Hi, Lily Bell. Thank you for joining the live. Hi, Nina. Thank you for joining the live. Paris, Jocelyn, thank you all for joining. I am Sharice Watson. I'm a menopause wellness coach. I keep saying that over because new people join. So I use this journal to help women transition easier through peri and postmenopause. It is available in the TikTok shop. And That is where you will find it. But there are other places. I won't talk about them right now because TikTok will be sure to not like that. You know, they are like a jealous boyfriend. So you can't talk about the others if you want to keep yourself there without getting blocked. Hi, Douglas. Thank you for joining the live. So this, I made a commitment. Probably this is the second week because this is the second Thursday Thrive Live. So this is the second week I'm keeping my live commitments. I go live um, 4 times a week now. So it's Thursday Thrive Live. It is Sunday brunch, bring your own food. Maybe one day we'll have a real one. That's a thought. But for now, it's Sunday brunch online. You bring your own food. We sit chit chat about menopause. That's pretty much the subject. That's always the subject because that's my purpose here is to help women transition easier through peri and post menopause. And I see a lot of women online. Also, let me tell you guys on TikTok, I'm live right now also on YouTube and Facebook. So I simultaneously stream on 3 apps. And so the people on Facebook and YouTube, if I look down like here, that's because they're talking to me. And then, I just wanted to let y'all know for anyone sitting in the room for any length of time, I know how TikTok works. Y'all jump in and jump out, and that's cool. Anytime you come in, I appreciate it. Hi, Dawn. Thank you for joining the live. Mimi, thank you for joining the live. Okay, so this is Thursday Thrive Live. We have Sunday brunch, bring your own food. Monday morning at 9 a.m., I come on to have some motivation to start the week. And then on Wednesday, we have a sacred pause live at noon. We take a pause. Yesterday, we had a good time. I don't know if there's anybody in the room that was here yesterday, but we did EFT tapping and affirmations. So the commitment is to just be committed to the schedule. And as soon as I made the schedule, the funniest thing happened. I went to see Jill Scott and got COVID. So it was hard. It was rough trying to keep that schedule the first week because I was sick. But I pushed through, and every time I do a live, because I do it on Facebook and YouTube, I put the replay up over there. And so you can go over there and see any of the lives that I've done on my new schedule if you're interested. Okay. Hopefully you are. But anywho, I call this Thursday Thrive Live. And because, we get ready to go into the weekend, although it's like a triple digit temperatures where I live. I don't know about y'all, but I'm in the DMV and it's triple digit temperatures right now. It's hot as heck. Okay. I'm not going outside. There's no way. And if y'all want to go to that crazy stuff going on, that 250 stuff, go out there. You're risking your life. It's so hot. Anybody in the room in the DMV? Hey, Trill, Michael Morris, Deborah Williams. Thank you for joining the live. Anybody that's in the DMV that's burning in hell right now, let me know. Okay, so anyway, that's what we're doing around here. It's like triple digit temperatures. So I'm not going out. Hi, Liv. Thank you for joining the live. I appreciate it. Aaron, thank you for joining the live. Oh, Joanne, thank you for joining the live. So how do you, like, there's so much going on to women in menopause. If you all, thank you. If you all are anything like me, I started perimenopause in 2005. Okay, so I'm old. Okay, I've been 21 years is how long I've been doing this thing right now. And there was a time when I thought, so once my menstrual cycle stops, then maybe all this other stuff will stop and I'll go back to normal. What is normal? It's a new normal, okay? Well, there is no back to what you used to be. There, let me just warn you all now, okay? If you're in perimenopause and you think that once that cycle stops, you're gonna go back to some sort of person you were before, crush that, crush that thought. You're not. Wow. I know it's disappointing, right? You thinking, oh God, when is this going to end? For some people, never. Okay. I still get hot flashes. My mom is 86. She still gets hot flashes. Okay. So some things never die. Okay. Menopause is like baby's kids. It don't die, it multiplies. It's new stuff. It's new adventures all the time. This year I had a new adventure called GSM. So, and I did a whole podcast about it. So, if you're curious, if you don't know what GSM is and you're curious to find out, I do have a podcast episode on that. Yes, because I found out I had a new symptom this year. So anyway, if you were thinking that, after your menses stopped, you would go back to some sort of resemblance of what you were prior to perimenopause, no. For some people, maybe. I don't know. That wasn't my experience. And it's not the experience of a lot of women that I talk to. Hi, Millie. Thank you for joining the live. Great Brain. Thank you for joining the live. Gifted in Truth. Thank you for joining the live. Mr. Beaumont, thank you for joining the live. Alonda, thank you for joining the live. So yeah, it didn't go back to anything like that. And so, but I'm thriving. I didn't go through all that stuff and then come out on the other side, a wretched old torn up person. Okay. It may feel that way when what you're going through now. It may feel like you're never going to be good again. It may feel that way, but trust me. So, what's happening is estrogen is slowly leaving your body, and estrogen receptors are everywhere in your body. So, every system in your body is affected by the loss of estrogen. As it slowly declines, things can get even worse. But there is a time when your body starts to adjust to low estrogen. So where the symptoms may be very hard right now, there may come a time when they're not that hard. They may not ever go away, but some of them may go away. Some of the symptoms that I used to have, they have gone and have not returned. But like I said, I got new symptoms. So it's weird. So when those things and when you get surprised like that, how do you thrive? How do you thrive in your menopause when everything just seems like chaos? How do you do it? I'm here to tell you the three key things that helped me to thrive in my menopause journey. Okay, I'm going to tell you three key things. And I did a long form video on this, Beyond the Pod. So I have a podcast. It's But My Vagina Still Works, the podcast, Mental Wellbeing and Lifestyle Changes. It's available on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Amazon, and YouTube. Okay, and so I have many episodes there already, but the most recent one is about my new symptom, the GSM. Okay. Hi, God loves you. Thank you for joining the live. And yes, he does. I'm chosen. So the new symptom GSM stands for genitourinary syndrome of menopause. Genitourinary syndrome of menopause. And what is that? Well, there are so many estrogen receptors in your woman lady place. in your every tissue, all the tissue in your lady place has estrogen receptors. And estrogen is what keeps that tissue alive. That is what keeps that tissue alive. And once you get to the depletion, which apparently I did in the last 12 months, some weird stuff can happen. Like body parts can shrink. I'll just put that out there like that. Okay. If you want to know really more, if you want to know more, go look at the podcast episode. I'll just say shrinking body parts. Okay. Shockingly shrinking body parts. Okay. And so there's a whole episode on But My Vagina Still Works, the podcast. And it does still, because I found a solution. Okay. Which I talk about in the podcast. Okay. All right. So, sometimes we go through stuff, right? In this journey, I call it a menopause metamorphosis. In this journey, we go through a lot. And when you're going through it, it can feel like, oh my God, what am I, is this ever going to end? Can I even be a whole person for at least a year? And, I was doing good. I had found solutions to those symptoms because this wasn't the first time I experienced those symptoms. I experienced them earlier and I found a solution, a holistic solution that's in my journal. Okay. I found a solution to uh, low libido. I found a solution to low libido, sleep deprivation, uh, dryness. I found one thing that worked for all of those, and anxiety. Yeah, I found one thing that worked, excuse me, for all of those. And it's in the journal. I can't really talk about it freely on TikTok, but I do talk about it in my podcast. I do. And so I was thriving, I wasn't having those issues. And so my thought is that I reached a point where the estrogen was just really just gone. And that's when the symptoms, the GSM symptoms returned. And they were even worse than before, like shockingly worse. So, and the reason I talk about it, because when it initially happened, I was very embarrassed and didn't want to discuss it at all. I told one person and I said, don't tell anyone. And, but then I thought, the whole reason I'm here is to help people going through this so they don't feel isolated. So somebody, is going to get that GSM. They're going to get genitourinary urinary syndrome in menopause, and they're going to be wondering what the hell is going on. And then they're going to remember, I saw that lady on TikTok. I saw that lady on Facebook and YouTube, and she was saying this could happen. And so it took 14 years from me going into postmenopause to when that happened. And I am still thriving. So, the shrinkage happened and I found a solution and I'm still thriving. Yes. And so the Thursday Thrive Live is about, not to say that this isn't hard, not to say that this isn't challenging. It's to say that be mindful of how you talk about your journey, because when you speak loss, it's going to feel like loss. But when you speak life over your journey, then you're doing the right thing. You're inviting good things into your journey. So I was going to tell you about the 3 things that you can go and watch Beyond the Pod. Beyond the Pod is another thing I do to talk about things that I don't want to do a whole podcast episode about, but I need to talk about it too. So on the Beyond the Pod episode, I talk about 3 things that really connected and changed my journey so that I thrive more now. Okay. And those 3 things are the number 1. The first thing is meditation. Okay. I meditate for at least 20 minutes a day, 15 to 20 minutes a day. Now, of course, life be life, and sometimes you can't do it. And so you just do what you can. But the thing of it is that you've got to find a way to bring your stress level down. The higher your stress level is, the harder your menopause journey is going to be, because your symptoms are going to be very much more intense when you are always stressed out. Um, Cortisol levels really increase during that time. So and it's stress that makes that happen. So you've got to find a way to lower your stress. That is going to be something that will help you tremendously. Okay, if you think that everything is piling up on you, your stress level is going to make your menopause even worse. So you've got to find a way to bring down your stress level. One of the ways I use, and I feel like is one of the best things, is meditation. You've got to learn to quiet your mind and listen for the universe. The universe has things to tell you, especially on this journey. Okay. And you've got to quiet your mind to hear what the universe wants to tell you. And it's so important during this journey that you quiet yourself. And breath work is something that's really good. Breath work and meditation is something, one of the three things that helped me through this journey and to thrive. This is Thursday Thrive Live. So I'm telling you what I'm doing to thrive. I'm not just surviving menopause, I'm thriving. So, and I'm telling you how I'm doing it. And one of the ways is through meditation. Okay. And trust me, I know for somebody out there is saying, girl, I cannot quiet this. Because people used to tell me that all the time. You should meditate. And I'd be like, yeah, if I could get this brain to shut up for more than 2 minutes, then I would. But it wasn't working. And when did that change for me? When the pandemic hit. When you have no choice but to sit and be quiet. Yeah. That's when I started my menopause practice that I've been doing every day since then. I mean, every day, just about. And I'm encouraging anybody on this live, anybody on Facebook and YouTube to start having a meditation practice, because that's going to help you lower your stress levels, lower your cortisol, and therefore your symptoms won't be as severe as when your stress is high. That they won't come as often. I know someone who's under a lot of stress, and her flashes, she becomes drenched. And I know for a fact that when she's more stressed, it's worse. And so I'm telling you that you need to lower your stress level. And one way to do that is through meditation. Yes, Goldage. Absolutely. Healing your nervous system. Absolutely. Yes. And meditation can help with that. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. The second thing that I do that helps me to thrive. Hey, who a therapist. The second thing that I do that helps me to thrive is walking, a physical movement. I did a whole I think it was Monday motivation when I was on here. I was talking about, yes, it was Monday morning. I was talking about motion being medicine for women in perimenopause and postmenopause. Hi, Aries. Thank you for joining the live, Aries. My mother is an Aries. And yes, for Monday motivation, I was talking about physical exercise. Now, I'm not talking about going and buying a gym membership and spending a whole lot of money. I'm talking about simple stuff. And what I do is I do a step challenge every quarter. I just started the second quarter. sorry, third quarter. I just started the third quarter the other day. And so what it is I do 60 days. I get 10,000 steps a day for 60 days. Now, when I first started doing this, I used to get the 60 days all in a row, and I was really wearing myself out. So I started just doing it during the week now, Monday through Friday, and then I rest on the weekends. And once I get to 60 days in the quarter, and usually I have at least 7 days to rest until the next quarter. So it's a challenge. I challenge myself to do that. And I've been doing it since May of 2020. And that's how I've been able to maintain my weight and keep myself in my stress level down, because being physically active produces endorphins, right? And so that's a feel good thing happening for you. And you need that as much as possible in peri and post menopause. Okay. Now, sometimes we were talking about this on Monday, how when you start to get the weight gain from peri and post menopause, you're not, sometimes you can lose your motivation to work out, because there may come a time when you're doing a lot of physical activity and not seeing any weight loss. And what I want to tell you today is don't stop, even if you don't see the pounds coming off, because the exercising is doing something behind the scenes that is helping you to keep your stress down. And keeping your stress down is going to help your symptoms. That's just it. So these are holistic things you can do without having any money at all. You can meditate, and you can walk or do some physical activity on a regular basis, Monday through Friday. Take the weekends off, whatever. You just need to be physically active. Keep in mind that motion is medicine in peri and postmenopause. Okay, just remember that, and don't be still. Move, move, get out the way. Move. Hi, Minna Love. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you so much. This is Thursday Thrive Live. So that was two things. What was the third thing? Meditation, walking. There's another one, but my brain fog has got me in a chokehold. So if you want to know the third thing, you're going to have to go look at that Beyond the Pod episode. um, I probably want to say it's plant medicine. Okay. I probably want to say that. Yeah, but that's something I can't really talk freely about on TikTok. So, but those are probably the three most important things that I do to thrive and not just survive this menopause journey. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. And because usually I try to make my Thursday and Sunday lives an hour. But like I said before, I usually have someone to come on with me, and it's more comfortable when you have someone with you. And since I don't, I'm going to exit stage left, because I think I'm ready to go. And I want to thank everybody who came into the live, and everybody who shared the live, everybody who followed me from the live, everybody who gifted me on TikTok. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it immensely, because I know that there's other lives you could have went in. There's other people you could have gifted. And so I'm very appreciative. And I do hope that something I said this evening will help women who came in the room, who stopped by, who walked by, to transition easier through peri and post menopause. That is my goal. That's why I'm here. And so I thank you. I thank you for joining. And pick up my journal. It's in the TikTok shop, and also at my website, asacredpause.com. So y'all take care. You can also go to the link in my bio to get more information. Have a good one.